All right, welcome to this week's installment of Rockstar Rally, everybody. Hey, Gina. Hey, Jenny. I love all your, what are these, jazz hands? Let's call them that, yeah. So, guys, I'm with my husband tonight. This is my husband, Nathan.
Hello. How's everyone doing?
Some of you may have met him before. I'm trying to look and see. I know Kayla has, because Kayla was in our wedding. So everyone, just as a heads up, everyone's muted. If you want to speak or you have something to add, feel free to unmute yourself. There also is a chat box. If you're mobile, you should be able to find that. Kayla, can you hear us? Just give me like a thumbs up if you can hear us. Kayla Ryan says I can't get the sound to work. I'm guessing no. Hi, Andre. Hi, Savannah. Okay. So listen, I want you to think about your something good. If anyone has something good, if this is your first time being on Rockstar Rally, we start off every week with tell me something good, because it's so important, no matter what's going on in your life or in your business, to focus on what's going right. If you are a human, an American, any of the above, like if you turn on the news, like it's never something good. And so you are a radiant rock star and you stand out from the crowd, and that's what we do, guys. We always see the good in every situation. So just like every week, we're going to start off with something good, and I have some good things to share, but would anyone else like to share first? Just unmute yourself. Hi, Jenny, go ahead.
So my something good is I had an event this weekend, and it was supposed to be Saturday and Sunday. Saturday tanked really bad. There was maybe 5 people that showed up that weren't vendors, and they canceled it for Sunday and gave us a gift certificate to take place in their winter wonderland in December. But right as I was starting to pack everything up, a woman came in to start looking, and she said, oh, I already have a Scentsy lady, but I'll just take a look because she doesn't ever have inventory. Well, needless to say, she qualified as a party all on her own. Yeah. So it made my
$100. Make you holler.
Yeah, it was like $320 something.
That's awesome.
Yeah, super excited about that.
See, one person like completely changed the game of that whole event for you. And so that's amazing. And what a testament to you too. If anyone has ever done events before, and sometimes it's not going so great, and you'll see other vendors start to pack up and they pack up early. Don't do that. Never, never do that, because Jenny's living proof like of what can happen when you stick it out and stay till the end. So that's pretty freaking cool. Hannah, you're so funny. I love your comments in the comment box. Dude, it was awesome that you were, it's true. Everything you said is true. So, anyone else have something good to share? Just unmute yourself. I'm like, I know Linda has something good to share.
Yes, I do. My team officially hit 51 today, so I'm excited about that.
You guys, do you know how huge a team of 50 is? Like 50, what the heck? So few people in direct sales in general like hit that, a team of that size. So I am majorly super proud of you, super excited. What she also didn't mention is that not only did they reach that 50 milestone, but they've added over 20 people just this month. So they've almost doubled in size just this month alone. And there's still, 6 days left in the month. So I can't wait to see what you do. Linda is on a list I'm about to go over in a minute, which I'm so excited about. And yeah, just keep an eye out for Linda Finnell, you guys, and your team. Do you have a team name picked out?
Well, so I don't know, because I have a team name on my team page, but I don't really like it. So it may not be official. Yeah, I've been plotting, but I'm not sure yet.
Fun fact, does anyone know what my original team name was way back in the day? It wasn't always Radiant Rock Stars. When I first promoted to director, listen to this, I was team Sweet and Sensible. What the hell? That is not even me. Look, you're all laughing because you're all like, that is ridiculous. And that is so not JA. And so I was team Sweet and Sensible, like, for, I don't know, a year and a half. And then I woke up one day and I was like, that's not going to work for me anymore. And so we emailed account services and they were like, sure, you can change it. And Radiant Rockstars was born. And I'm so glad. All right, cool. Anyone else real quick? Something good? Last chance. One more person.
Okay, I'll go. So my, my new girl who just joined, who was at my bigger party, she just came by tonight because she's like a floater at banks. So the bank she's going to tomorrow, they have like all of her coworkers want to smell stuff. So she came over here and I let her have all of mine for the day. And like, she's super stoked about it and I'm super excited for her.
I love it. It's like a launch party on the go. That's so good. You guys, when you can get a new teamie rolling and bank on that momentum immediately, that's how successful teams are born. So way to go, Savannah. Congratulations on your new teamie. Proud of you. Okay, so I have something good to share. And something good is basically all about all of you and how you're blowing my freaking mind this month. This September is shaping up to be our best September ever. In fact, it already is our best September ever, and we still have a week left. So currently, are you ready for this number? This is how much sales our group has done this month. $466,000, 836. 466,836. You guys, that's all of you, like right now. Look at that. You guys should be like smiling ear to ear. Insane. That is not me. That is not like one person. It's us. It's all of us together. You did that. We did that together. And so I know I'm going to expect at least 550,000 by the end of the month. Watch us work, right? Can I get some amens? Watch us work, watch us work. Also, as a group, today we have 1,927 consultants and Radiant Rock Stars, which is mind-blowing. So let's definitely hit that 2K by the end of the month, yeah? That'd be our first time ever hitting 2,000 consultants, and I'm ready for it. Are you ready for it?
Yep.
He's a man of many words. So I also have some, as you guys probably have seen, Ikela Francis promoted to star director. That is a massive, massive promotion. I don't know if she's on tonight. She usually is, but she may or may not be here tonight. Massive, massive, huge promotion. The next promotion is superstar director, which is the very top of the compensation plan. I have 3 directors who reclaimed their title. It's Jennifer Tovar, Maria Sosa, and Amanda Halsey, all re-promoted to director from Director Q. Don Paichaki and Casey Jones re-promoted to director from Superstar Consultant. And we have a brand new director coming from Real Consultants of Wax Slinging, Miss Lori Ferguson, as of a couple days ago. Was Lori Flores, but just got married a couple days ago. So can you imagine getting married and promoting to director in the same month? Lori's having a good month. You know what I'm saying? And then keep an eye out for these ladies. These are up and coming directors, and these people are super duper close. Trisha Sosa, Jeannie Bono, Shannon Malloy, Alicia Uckel, and Linda Finnell. So I've got like my sights set on these girls, and we have 6 days left to make it happen. So I also want to shout out Janelle G and Emily Thompson. They have over 4,000 PRV this month. Yeah, your draw should be dropping because that's like major insane. And then also, you guys, I have people who are recruiting like crazy. Like Haley Maddox has 9 new recruits this month. 9, read my lips, N-I-N-E, 9. Casey Jones has 7. Amanda Halsey has 7. Ikela, Andrea Keene, Vanessa Swartwood, Kristen Ingalls, Meredith Newton, they all have 5. Casey Fridley has 6. Like, just insane recruiting this month, you guys. So freaking proud of you. So I love watching your teams grow. Andrea Keene is almost to a team of 200. Say what? Yeah. So take some pages from her book, take some pages from Linda Finnell, take some pages from these people who are recruiting like crazy. And I see some serious growth happening for us over this next season. So I hope you guys are ready. Okay, so tonight, also, as we're talking, go ahead and drop your name into the comments. You'll be entered into a drawing for a free prize. That's for showing up. So tonight we're going to kind of like share our story a little bit, kind of how we got here and where we're going to go from here. So we will try to be done by 9 to respect your time. And if you have to jump off, go ahead, that's fine. But, you know, sometimes stories can get long or longer. So I want to introduce you guys to my husband, the love of my life. This is Nathan. Love you. Mwah. We have been married for almost 10 years.
Yep. We met 3 days later, engaged, 2 months later, married, and 10 years later, still married.
True story.
It's been a fun ride.
True story. We met on eHarmony way back in the day when it like wasn't normal yet. It was still super weird to meet people online. And so people would ask us how we met. And when we used to be like, oh yeah, eHarmony, and they'd be like, oh. Like it was weird, right? So then we just started saying like we met through a friend or something like that. So nobody had anything to say about it. And so that is a true story. Like we met and got engaged like literally 5 days later and married like less than 3 months after that. And no one thought it would last. And everyone, even our friends, like people in our wedding were saying like, you guys, they were talking about us like at our wedding behind our backs, saying like we were going to break up after a year and like it wasn't going to last. Here we are, almost 10 years, a doggy, a human kid, several houses and moves later. And I just retired my husband from his career. So, I'd say we're sticking it out. We're sticking together. So my husband I'm going to tell you a little bit about, and then I'm going to let this guy talk because he has awesome things to say always. And I love to hear what he has to say. And I know you guys will too. I'll tell you a little secret. I went to my first convention, the first year after I joined. So let's see, that would have been 2011 maybe. I went to my first convention with Scentsy Family Reunion. We called it convention back then. And I remember watching people across the stage and being like mind blown and being like, oh my gosh, these people are doing this full time, like quitting their jobs, like making income, like making big income, and like their names are in lights and they're walking across the stage and like sparkles are falling. And I was like, I want all that. I want all that, whatever is going on. And I went to convention like totally by myself, and I didn't know my sponsor, and I didn't have a plan, and like I was broke, you guys, broke, like packed PB&J and slept in a room with strangers that I didn't know to save money, and like the only money I had was for coffee every day, and like because you know I'd rather have coffee than food. Like if I have to choose, you know your girl picking coffee, right? So I like went to this convention and I saw what could be. Like I got like the big picture, right? And I remember going into the bathroom at the convention center, and I get in a stall and I called my husband and I told him, and I was like, I am going to work so you can quit your job. Right. So this is, and remind you, this is our first trip away as a married couple, like first trip away from each other. My first like business trip. I wasn't making a ton of money with Scentsy. Like I think I was a superstar consultant. And I call him in, and he's, I don't really even know what you thought or if you remember that phone call, but I'm sure he was probably like, oh, okay.
First I said, why are you standing on the toilet in the bathroom calling me? But, no, she called me and told me that's what she wanted for us and for our family. And today we get to celebrate that coming true. So
pretty cool. And that's always been at the core of like my heart behind building this business and my heart behind working so hard and why I do what I do. And like, I always had this vision of being able to retire my husband and make enough money so that we could live fine and be comfortable and pay our bills and give generously. But also like, I wanted him to be able to have that time freedom. You guys have heard me talk about that before, like the freedom of time, right? Time is like the only thing you really have. And I hated to see him like go give his time away to someone else all day, every day, you know, and just come home and be tired and exhausted. And like, I'm sure some of you are in jobs that are not your favorite, or you have spouses who are in jobs that are not their favorite. And my husband's job was an incredible blessing to us the whole time that he had it. And he literally, you know, that saying, like, started from the bottom, now we here, like that was him, you know, like he started out the bottom and like worked his way up to like very, very upper level management and did amazing things. And as his wife, like I loved watching that and like celebrating that. But I also knew like, I knew it was like killing him, the time, the stress, you know, the anxiety and like the pressure. And, you know, maybe some of you guys are in jobs that are stressful and full of pressure and you have quotas and, you know, things you have to meet. And, you know, sometimes just even answering to someone else or clocking in. And so that was like at the heart of why I've worked so hard for so long, because I really wanted to give him that gift. And I'll be honest, when we first got married, I was $30,000 in debt personally before I even like married him or knew him. And let me tell you, that was like the scariest thing to reveal. You know what I'm saying? Like you meet someone, you're crazy in love with them. And then you're like, by the way, I have a poop ton of baggage and it's called $30K. Okay. It's dollars. My baggage costs money. Okay. And that was like, I was so afraid to tell him that. And very honestly, he like was like, okay, it's fine. Like I gotta like say we always joke and say he rescued me from the gutter, right? But he absorbed that debt with me and he didn't have to do that, right? Like that wasn't his responsibility. It wasn't his job. But he absorbed that debt with me and we worked together to pay it off. And I'm so grateful for him and him teaching me about money and finances and how to work hard for what I have and what we want to have. And hopefully as time goes by, he can impart some of that wisdom to you in finances. He's very, very good at that, by the way. And there's a lot that he has to offer. And so those are some things that we'll dive into in the upcoming weeks and that he has to bring to the table. But why don't you tell us about your journey, like watching me build this business like throughout the years and maybe kind of what you thought or didn't think or.
So we'll rewind kind of to where Jen started with Scentsy. So we were at a church auction raising money for a children's special needs program. And someone had stuck a warmer in a basket, kind of like a bundle that we had bid on, and we won the bid. We had no clue what Scentsy was. No one went to Jen and said, hey, you should join or anything like that. No one had a conversation with her. But she came to me one night and I think at the time I was like an assistant manager at Enterprise. I just got promoted from like trainee to assistant manager or something. And she came to me and she was like, hey, you know, I found this product. It's a great product. I love it. I really think I could be good at this. And at first, you know, I was kind of like, you know, whatever, if this makes you happy, it's $100, just go do it, go start it. And she's like, no, I'm serious. I think I could be really good at this. And she was working in the restaurant industry at the time, which you're talking about murder on hours and high turnover. Like that's a tough business to be in. And I remember she was 2 or 3 months in and it was her versus the world. She didn't have a team. It was just her. She found a warmer. She started a business and she went for it. And I think it was our third or fourth month in. She's like, hey, is it okay if I pay the mortgage?
First
And
month.
I was, our first month.
First month
And I was
check.
like, what are you talking about? And she's like, I made enough money to pay our mortgage. So it was pretty cool just starting off what she was able to do. And seeing her over the years just work and build and fail and fail and fail and fail, and I will repeat, and fail and fail and fail again. I think that's what people don't realize when they see someone like Jennifer is, man, she's got it. I want it, and I want it now. And they don't understand how many times she failed, how many times she had a conversation with someone and they promised her and fell through, how many times she had a sell line up and it fell through, how many times she went to an event and it was a flop, how many times we invested resources into things and they didn't work out. I will tell you, from being in upper management in my company, I failed and failed. I was passed over for promotions. I was told no time and time and time again. What separates the two of us from other people and them getting what they want out of life or not getting what they want out of life is perseverance. Everybody fails, guys. It's called being human, and it's okay. The people that make the decision to get back up, those are the people that succeed in life. So fast forward, she's built this business into a machine to the point where I had the option to retire. And I call it retirement because I'm now working for myself. So just a little backstory on me. I started out as a trainee at Enterprise 13 years ago. Just like Jen, no silver spoon. My parents, I think when I was growing up, my mom was a teacher's aide and my dad went to the steel mill straight out of high school. No silver spoons, no nothing given to us. And I started out as a trainee at Enterprise. I was wearing my daddy's suit in the interview, and thank God they gave me a chance because the suit was like 4 times too big for me because my dad was a really big guy. So my tie was like knotted down here. Embarrassingly, you could see, people are like up here with the tie. Mine was down here, and you could see my white undershirt, and they still saw the talent in me and gave me an opportunity. So the past 13 years, I've just failed and persevered and worked hard and hit goals and expanded what I thought I was even capable of in my belief boundaries. And just to put it in perspective, the level I made it at Enterprise and the career I'm walking away from to join my wife in this endeavor, there's give or take about 110,000 employees that work for Enterprise. 110,000. My position, there was 132 of in the whole company. So just so you guys can put that in a quantitative value, that's 0.0012% of the people that work for Enterprise will achieve that level in the company. Above me, there were 48 positions. Above that, there were 6 positions. So those are kind of like 0.00000, e to the negative 4th power on the calculator. One of those numbers you're like, what the heck does this mean? I was up there, and I will tell you my biggest joy in my career, and I can say from the heart, is not what I achieved. My biggest joy in the career is helping develop leaders, seeing other people achieve, seeing other people write their own stories, seeing other people leave my area and get promoted to their own areas. Other area managers get promoted. Other people get promoted into management. That was the greatest joy in the past 13 years of my career, is helping people see that they're worth more than they ever thought they were, just like someone saw that in me starting off. So you guys that don't know me yet, I'm really excited to jump in this with both feet. And I've already had coaching calls with directors and above. And I'm looking forward to anybody who wants to raise their hand and take their business to the next level, opening myself up to more of Jen's team now that I'm going to be doing this full time. So I look forward to meeting you guys, and I look forward to getting to know you guys and getting vulnerable with you guys and helping you guys. One thing that really stands out with me when I think when I think about my wife is she really doesn't have a belief boundary. What I mean by that, a belief boundary, guys, is kind of bubbles that we place around ourselves, what we think that we're capable of. And you may not think that you have a belief boundary. Trust me, you do. I may not think that I have a belief boundary. Trust me, I do. And the crazy thing about belief boundaries is when we fail, we reach the end of our bubble and we're just like, okay, that's who I am. That's what I'm about. I'm just going to back off. I'm going to go back to the center. I'm going to go back to ground zero. And it's okay if I don't succeed because that's just who I am and what I was meant to be. So the first stage of kind of belief boundaries, guys, is you think you're capable of something. That's kind of like you have a head knowledge. You're able to think, you know what, maybe I could do this. Maybe I could be a superstar director. Then you kind of got the bigger bubble when you stretch yourself and expand yourself and you're like, okay, I feel. That's when you pull your heart into the equation and you're not just thinking and you're like, man, you know what? I'm getting some butterflies here. I really think that I'm capable of more. I think that I can achieve more. I'm stretching myself. And then you got where everybody wants to reach, but few people do. And that's the I am bubble. And that's the I am a superstar director. I am successful. And I'm not big on like affirmation tapes and things like that, but this is real stuff that I'm giving you. When you're in the I am bubble, nobody can stop you. That's where you fail. And you're already on the other side of the bubble working on a solution past that failure. You're like, you know what? I fell short on this event, but I'm already looking for the next event because I am someone who's going to be successful. I am going to be someone, you know what? I talked to 15 people this month and it wasn't my month. I had one person that told me they were going to sign up and guess what? They didn't. That I am person is like, whoop-de-doo. You know what? I am a 3-person recruiter every month and I'm going to go and I'm going to crush it this next month. But the I think and I feel people, those are the people that you like, you know what? I set my goal for 3. I didn't hit it. It's okay. That's who I am. I'm the I think. I'm never going to make it. It's okay. I'm going to go just complain or whine or just throw a pity party.
Or blame someone else.
Right. And, you know, it doesn't make you a bad person. It's called being human. And what I've had the pleasure of doing for the past 13 years is helping people see who their best version is, right? My job is not to make people versions of me. Jen's job is not to make people little versions of her. Our job is to help you guys see who you can really be. And that's what I'm so excited about. And I am a person of few words because I've learned over the 13 years, the best thing you can do in this world sometimes is just be the last one to talk, right? Because when you're talking, you're not learning. You're not learning about the other person, right? You're not building that relationship. Because sales are going to come and go, guys. Success is going to come and go. But relationships are what you have left. So I appreciate you guys for working so hard and making this team what it is. Because that $466,000, what's more important is you guys hitting that goal. You guys are getting paid commission on that. That is reflective of your hard work. You guys are building your teams, right? You guys are making more money. It's not just about, hey, 466,000, that's a huge job. That's you guys seeing success off of that. Okay. And that's what we're most proud of. So I look forward, I really do. It's going to be my joy to get to know you guys more and more in the future and go from there. It's going to be a journey and it's going to be a fun journey. I don't care too much about destinations. I care about journeys because the destination is going to be a consequence, right? So
he doesn't care about destinations except for free incentive trip destinations, which we all care about, right? But that's so cool. And like we don't like rehearse or like have a script or anything that we're going to talk about tonight. But Scentsy is all about the journey. It really is. And so it's pretty cool that he said that, because that's what we do in Scentsy, and that's what we celebrate so much, and that's why we work so hard. And it is all about getting somewhere, but it's the getting that really matters, and that's where growth happens. And so we're really excited about the next few months and what's going to happen with Radiant Rockstars and in all of your businesses. But I want to share too a little bit about like sort of, thanks Savannah, sort of like dreaming big, and what did you think? Do you remember that phone call, me calling you from the bathroom and kind of saying like, I'm going to work this and build this so you can quit your job? Do you remember that?
I do remember that.
Do you remember like what you thought or how you felt about that? Like when I called?
One of the reasons I fell
and be honest.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you. One of the reasons, no, I'm going to lie to everyone. One of the reasons I fell in love with Jen almost immediately is because she doesn't back down.
We all know that.
I needed a strong woman to put up with me. No, I'm sure.
Amen.
She doesn't back down. And the awesome thing about her is when she sets her mind to something, she gets a good type of tunnel vision, not the type of tunnel vision that's bad where you lose focus of what's important, but the type of tunnel vision that I'm going to achieve and I'm going to get it done. And that's the same faith we've had in each other. But I remember it wasn't even about the promotion to superstar director. It wasn't even about me retiring. It was the joy that I heard in her voice when she made that commitment to myself and when she made that commitment to herself. And we didn't put a timeline on it. We didn't say, okay, by this date, we're going to have to get it done, yada, yada, yada. It was just like, I was like, man, she found something that makes her happy. And I'm going to tell you, she found freedom in Scentsy like I've never seen. One of the reasons that I'm making the conversion over to Scentsy full time is I'm going to tell you, no matter how high I made it up in the company, guys, and you guys that are not doing Scentsy full time yet, no matter how high I made it up, I went from answering to 15 people above me to answering to 2 people above me to get to the top of the company. And people think that freedom is how much money you make. And freedom is, I'm going to tell you right now, guys, I tasted the top, and freedom is not having to ask someone to use the bathroom. Freedom is not having to ask someone to go to lunch. Freedom is not having to ask someone if you can go run an errand. Freedom is not having to ask someone if your child has a doctor's appointment and it's okay, or if you have a graduation to go to and it's okay. I'm going to tell you, for the first time in my life, there's 2 times I remember getting out of bed and just feeling completely different. One was I played college football, and every day when I got up, guys, something hurt. Something always hurt. It was my elbow, my shoulder, my knee, my finger, something always hurt. And I remember my last semester in college, you don't have to go back to football practice because you're graduating and you're not going to be there next season. And I remember 2 weeks after football practice, when I wasn't going back, I woke up and I was like, oh my gosh, nothing hurts. My back doesn't hurt. My shoulder doesn't hurt. My head doesn't hurt. Nothing hurts. And the only other time I had that sensation was about a week ago when I got out of bed and I truly experienced freedom for the first time. And I was like, man, I don't have to answer to anyone. If my dad's sick and I want to go see him, I can get in the car and go see him. If Riley, needs some extra attention and daddy love, and she needs to, I can be there for her. And I've never experienced that sensation in my life because I've always worked for someone. I've always worked for, someone else's ideals. I've always worked for someone else's measures. I've never been able to work for myself. So I'm going to tell you guys, if you guys think money brings freedom, I'm telling you right now from experience, it doesn't. If you think money brings happiness, I'm telling you from experience, it doesn't. Now, we all need money to live, duh, right? We have to keep roofs over our head. We have to pay our bills. We have to take care of our families. But you will never experience true happiness in this life outside of being your own boss. I promise you that. So that's one of the reasons I'm super excited is I really get to support this beautiful lady beside me and carry this torch with her. And I'm so blessed for her to make me a part of this. But to have the freedom, guys. I woke up one morning, I was like, oh my gosh, I don't have to answer to someone today. We all know I have to answer to Jen, but I'm just saying, I've always had to answer to Jen.
Who run the world? Yeah, they're all like girls. They all know.
So I'm in a house full of girls. I understand.
We have a joke. We always say, Daddy got a house full of girls. He's got Mama and Chloe and Riley. And I always say, what do I say? We're all expensive. Look at Kayla said you married the boss. That's so funny. Yeah, but I'm going to be honest with you guys. Throughout my journey with Scentsy, it was always my goal, and I always had this vision, like for our family, and what our life could look like if we were both business owners and self-employed and not working for someone else. But I'll be honest with you guys. When many years during my journey, my husband was in an employee mentality. And I think that that's hard to come out of, and that's hard to break. And probably even for many of you, right? You might think like, what do you mean you're self-employed? Like that can't be me. Like I need a 401k and I need benefits and I need someone to write me a paycheck every week. And right. And so that's an employee mentality. And most of the world has that mentality, and they find security in a job or security in being an employee for someone. And for many years, he really was in that mentality where he's like, but I have this 401k. And it's almost like, this is what the world expects of me. And so this is what I must do. Right. And so sometimes our world looks at entrepreneurship or business owners and they think like, that's a joke, or you're crazy, or wait, you went to school to be a nurse or to be a teacher, or you have this degree and like, you're not going to use it because you're going to like sell candles. You're going to like start a business, right? So most of the world is going to have these things. I heard a quote yesterday by John Maxwell, and he said, all movement causes friction. Movement causes friction. And I thought, oh my gosh, like how appropriate is that even for our business, right? When we're growing, when we're stretching, when we're moving, when we're trying new things, it causes friction, like just in a very basic, like physics way. We all know that movement causes friction, but in our business, when you're growing, when you're doing things, when you're doing something different than what the world expects of you or what the world considers to be the norm, there's going to be friction. There's going to be people who talk negatively about you. There's going to be people who think you're crazy. It might even be like your spouse.
So, hey guys, I want to speak to that real quick. Don't get it wrong and don't be confused. People project their insecurities on you. Sheep don't feel comfortable with one of the sheep decides to become a shepherd. Okay? They're like, whoa, don't do that. Stay a sheep like me, because I'm not going to take risk and I'm not going to jump and I'm not going to go for it. Stay a sheep like me. So guys, don't get it confused. You're not crazy. You're not doing something that's out of the ordinary. You're a sheep. We all start out as sheeps, right? We're all babies. We're all born. We're all learning behaviors. But when you guys took the leap to become shepherds, that makes people nervous, because they're comfortable being sheep, and people will project themselves onto you. And you're going to hear me say this a lot. That's okay. You don't have to get offended. You don't have to get angry. That's okay. That's human nature. But don't get it confused. You guys are powerful leaders. You're strong. You're secure in yourself. You know who you are. And I don't consider any of those things weaknesses. but don't be concerned with sheep saying, whoa, 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 you're going to become a shepherd? Whoa, 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 are you sure you just don't want to follow the next butt in front of you, right? The view never changes when you're looking at another sheep's butt, right? But when you become a shepherd, you can see the horizon and you can see what's out there.
Yeah, that's so good. And like, you might be listening to us talk and you might be like, but I don't want to be a full-time Scentsy consultant. I don't want to leave my career. Guys, that's totally fine. Okay. We're going to encourage you to do whatever you want to do, but I want to challenge you to not be afraid of dreaming big and not be afraid of saying something like, I do want to work for myself, and I don't want to have to answer to anyone. Sometimes you might not be saying that because it's freaking terrifying. It's terrifying to like audibly say those words or say out loud, like, I want to be a business owner, or I don't want to have a boss, or I don't want to use my college degree anymore, right? How many of you went to school, got a degree, you have a job in your field, and you're like, I can't do that. It's scary. It's terrifying. It's against the norm. It's against the status quo. It's not what the world expects of you. And that's totally okay. So listen, whatever you want to achieve, we're going to help you achieve.
Remember in the beginning, I said, I want to help you become a better version of yourself, not turn you into me, right? Because you don't want to be me. You're strong, independent people. Why would you want to be me? You want to be better versions of yourself. So whatever that looks like to you, whatever your goals are, I want to help you hit that. So we're going to have some fun. I'm looking forward to it.
That's what we're here to do. So listen, I hope that this was a little bit like information/inspiration for you guys tonight. Give you a little bit of insight to who we are and what we're doing. And you guys, we're not stopping here. Okay. Like, this is not like, okay, he quit his job. All right, we're done. Like, that's not the end for us. Like, this is just the beginning of like a new path on our life journey. And so, I'm excited that we get to do it with you. And I hope you guys will come along with us for the ride. So I'm going to do a drawing. And if you have any comments or questions or anything you want to ask or say, feel free to unmute yourself. While I think I got everyone's name written down. So if you didn't comment your name in the comments, do that real quick. You got about 10 seconds to get into the drawing. And I'm going to read these comments here. Yeah, tell them about that real quick. I don't know who you are. It just says iPhone, but in the comments she said she wants to talk about this with her husband. She's told him before that she wants to do this for her family and can help him, but she wants to go to the point where he can quit and retire his job. He's out of town Monday through Friday and sometimes weekends and weeks at a time away from our children growing up. Can you just like touch on that real quick about like Riley and how that changed the game for you?
Yeah. So when I was leaving Enterprise, when we made the decision to make it final, that employee mentality of always having to work for someone else, even though I was a boss, right? I was still working for someone else. And I talked to a few executives at other companies and was talking to them. I still had in the back of my mind, maybe I'll just go work for someone else. Maybe I'll just go work for another job or something like that. And I heard two comments that solidified my decision. And this is going to touch upon that comment of wanting her husband to be able to retire and be there with their family and not have to do that every day. One comment from an executive says, you have two decisions when you work for other people. You can work for the devil you know or the devil you don't know. Meaning you can stay in your current field or you can go to another field. You can work for the devil you don't know or the devil you know. Those are your two options. And the other executive told me, don't make the same mistake I did. He's in an equivalent position as I am at another company. And he said, I didn't really get to meet my daughter until she was 4 years old because he was always working. And that kind of broke my heart. And having a daughter now, you know, things change, right? Us big, tough guys get really soft really quick when we have a little 5-month-old girl looking at us. And when I got those two pieces of advice of both of them who were making deep six figures, both tell me if they could rewind time, they would trade it all for time with their family, for the ability to have that freedom that I was talking about that money can't buy. That really made up my mind. So I respect the fact that you want to free your husband of his responsibility. And honestly, it's not just freeing him of his responsibility. We joke around and say I'm retired, but we both know I'm going to be crushing it with Scentsy with Jen. And, you free up his time, he can help support you even more with working your business. And it's pretty awesome to have that goal.
And I'll just say, like, quickly, like, in order for us to get to this point, so my husband has made more than six figures for the last several years. Okay. You guys also know I'm very open about my income. I've made more than six figures for the last 3 years in a row. And I would say for the last 4 years, my income has paid all of our bills, like all of our date nights, like going out, shopping, and then like mortgages and cars, like all of our bills, everything. And then we've taken his entire income and have been able to invest it. And so we've been basically living off of Scentsy income for the last 4 years anyway. And we've had extra money from his income to invest, and we have purchased rental properties, right? And so we have set ourselves up so that like we can make this happen. And so like my income doesn't cover like mine and what he was making, right? Like we're going from 2 incomes to 1. But so like I'm not making the same amount of money that he was making plus my Scentsy income, but we have enough with Scentsy because we've been living on just Scentsy money for the last 4 years. Like we have enough with Scentsy to be able to pay all of our bills, live comfortably and be fine, and have, you know what I mean? Does that make sense? So when you come to that decision, it can't be like a hasty decision like, oh, I made enough money this month to pay all my bills. You want to set yourself up in preparation and like take some time and make sure that, your income is steady and doing what you want to do. Because here's the thing. We know money doesn't buy happiness, but you need money like to eat and take care of your family and like pay your mortgage and things like that. And so there can't be,
And this is stuff when we do one-on-one calls, coaching calls and things like that. If that's your goal, share it with me. Because I'm going to be doing lots of one-on-ones with you guys, and we're going to have like opportunity to sign up to do calls with me and things like that. And these are going to be a series of calls. I don't do one and dones. I get to know you first, right? And then we start talking business. But these are definitely calls. If that's your goal, share it. Because I'm going to tell you the scariest thing you're ever going to do in your life is share your goal with me. You know why it's scary? Because now you're accountable. And you know what's even scarier? I'm not your boss. I'm not going to hold you accountable. I'm going to help you. I'm going to support. I'm going to walk you through how to get there. But what's even scarier than me holding you accountable is you holding yourself accountable. So those are definitely some things we can discuss on our one-on-ones if that's your goal. If your goal is to make $200 a month, well, I'm going to make sure you never hit $199.99. You're always going to be $200 or plus a month, right? If that's your goal. So any other questions or?
Any questions or comments before you do a drawing? Do you feel like this was worth your time? Okay, good. Can you pick a number between 1 and 29?
Who wants to win? Hold up your number. No, we'll go with 24.
24, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25. That's Amanda Breeding. Are you still on, Amanda? Oh, good. Oh, good. Amanda Aiden, you're sweet. All right, so Amanda Breeding, you won the giveaway for tonight, so I'll get that in the mail to you. So thank you, everyone, for joining us for Rockstar Rally this week. This will not be the last time that you see Mr. Nathan.
Mr. Jennifer Anderson. Let's be real.
No. We all know I'm the queen and everything, okay? But look, he is the man of the house, so he takes good care of me. Oh, there's so many things that I could say. I love you guys. Thanks for joining us tonight. I hope this was, yes, every king needs his queen. You're right, Jenny. I hope this was worth your time, and I hope that I'll see you next Tuesday at 8:30, okay? Thanks for staying over with us. I know we went a little bit later, so we will see you next week. Oh my gosh, wait, is next week Month End Magic? Hold on. Hold, please. Let me look. Let's look. Oh, next week is October 1st, the first day of the month. So this will be after our Monday night Month End Magic. All right, you guys, don't forget these people. Shout them out and go give them encouragement. Trisha Sosa, Jeannie Bono, Shannon Malloy, Alicia Ugo, Linda Finnell, they're all gunning for director this month. So make sure you send them some words of encouragement. And if you have anyone on your team shooting for even certified lead, star, if any of you I know are going for those too. So let's crush the last week of the month. I can't wait to see what you guys do. Bye.